We come to this sacred space, made more sacred in this moment by the presence and attention of each and every one of us. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Winchester Unitarian Society, a caring religious community devoted to spiritual growth, social transformation, and environmental responsibility. As a welcoming congregation, we affirm the full inclusion of people of all sexual orientations and gender identities. And for those who don't know me, my name is Martin Newhouse, and I'll be the worship associate this morning. Today is another one of our 2025 summer services, and we welcome today the Reverend Lilia Cuero as our service leader. And we're looking forward to Lilia's reflection today, which, as you know, is entitled Beauty, Nourishment, and Healer of the Soul. We have made this service a little more interesting by providing you with an order of service that is weirdly printed. And so you will have to work a little bit to figure out what is actually going on. It is all there. You just have to find it. But hopefully everybody here will be able to do that. What's happening in the world today always makes me think of the great poem by Wordsworth called "The World is Too Much With Us." And so I think more than ever, we need a place to set down our burdens when life seems too much. Sometimes we need a place where beauty and dignity are uplifted. Sometimes we need a place where we need to be challenged to play our part in the healing and redemption of the world. And sometimes we just need a place to sing and to hear the voices of others singing together. And we gather every Sunday seeking to be such a place, a sanctuary both from and for the world beyond our walls. And while together we have many names for the sacred and perhaps more religious questions than we have answers, we are united in our quest for greater love, true equality, and new understandings. No matter who you are, we seek to welcome you in a spirit of affirmation and unending hope. I want to also take a moment to thank, in that spirit, our volunteer musicians this morning. Chris Wygand and Steve and Eli Forcucci are providing our music while John Kramer is away. So we're very, very grateful for that. Immediately after the service, please join us for coffee, conversation, and refreshment in the Sims Room, which, as most of you know, is located behind the sanctuary. And if you are here in person this morning, please stick around for community connection. And if you are able to do so, please join us for a discussion of today's service with Lilia, which will take place in the parlor maybe around 11:30, and depending on how soon we end, maybe, or when we end, maybe a little later than 11:30. And I now invite our friends in the sanctuary to turn towards the camera near the welcoming banner and offer your greetings to our at-home friends. And now let's have a moment where we all greet each other in the sanctuary. Now let us open our hearts and minds to the spirit of worship.
Good morning to all the brave souls that are here today, and to all those present with us on Zoom. We are glad to be all together worshiping this morning. In preparing for this service, I felt unease because all the things that are happening in our nation, in the world, all the tragedies, the wars, suffering. But I remember that our faith tradition calls us to accept everybody, to love everybody unconditionally. And also I realized that we all together and individually, we are suffering and we are in need of healing. And if you remember the words that Mirabai, that are the centering words in your order of service, beauty is one of the best healers and one of the best soothing and enhancing of the soul. So I decided go ahead with the service on beauty because, like I said, we are going to try to heal today a little bit more and to be more joyous and to use this beautiful, beautiful gift that is given to us, which is beauty. So I believe that the following prayer or confession and longing written by Reverend Victoria Safford will help us to express our anguish while we remind ourselves of our human capacity to embrace it all, unspeakable ugliness and cruelty, and unspeakable beauty and courage. So let us listen. First, can you hear me well? Okay. Spirit of life and love, moving in the wind and over all waters, shining in sunlight and starlight, rustling in wild autumn grasses, spirit that murmurs over the darkening desert, spirit that sings in the voices of birds, the voices of children, great spirit, moving in all things and in the breath of each one of us. Gracious God of 1,000 names and beyond all naming, gather us in. Our open eyes hold images we will not, must not, won't forget. Images of brokenness and beauty, unspeakable cruelty, unspeakable courage. Our open ears all hold stories we will not, must not, won't forget. Songs of brokenness and beauty, unspeakable sorrow, unspeakable hope. Our open hearts hold all of these, shards of brokenness, shimmers of beauty, struggles and joy, the evidence of evil which our own eyes have seen, and we also are culpable. The testimony of compassion which our own ears have heard, and we are also capable of love. We are made for this. Our hearts are made for this, to hold it all, to hold the unspeakable, and to speak it, to find within us and among us a faith sufficient to speak truth to power. By grace and by our will, we may find the power to speak. Amen.
Our words for the lighting of the chalice are by the Reverend Richard F. Boki, called For the Lighting of the Chalice. Uh-oh. Excuse me? Unbelievable. Okay. Calling for an electric chalice. For the lighting of the chalice, new light breaks into our lives. We open to the reality that is truth. We open to the fair play that is justice. We open to the community which affirms individuals and individuals who support the community. With reverence for life, we celebrate the web of all existence and its beauty. Now let us rise in body or in spirit to join in singing hymn number 21 in the gray hymnal, The Beauty of the Earth.
Well, now we have the pleasure to invite the children, the child, and, and the children at heart. I know we have many children at heart here. I am one. So please come forward, those who want to participate in this?
We need a quorum.
We need at least 6. Okay. So, what I am doing today here is sharing what I learned from my mother. Since I was, even without I learned to speak or walk, she would always tell me, look around, my beautiful daughter, what do you see? Even if you lift a little rock, you will find that that rock, there is life. Something is there. So take a look, look at the stars, look at the trees, look at the butterflies. And then she will ask me, what man or woman can do something so beautiful and so amazing? And of course, I start thinking about things and looking at the stars. In fact, I wanted to be an astronomer because the star was so amazing. So she always instilled in me that sense of wonder in the ordinary, so-called ordinary, because nothing is ordinary, really, nothing. So I want to share with you some of the things that she told me and doing it practically. For example, when she was in the kitchen, she would cut a fruit or a vegetable and ask me, what do you see? So I'm going to do the same with you. So I want volunteers to come, hi, and pick from this bag a little bag. Come. You need to come forward. Okay, you pick a bag. Any bag. One. One. Okay. Now, wait. Now come here. Now take it out, and tell us what do you see?
Corn.
But what is the name of this corn? Yes.
It's called corn on the cob, according to the bag's writings.
And what else? But what is the special
Famous
thing?
bag's writings.
But what is the special thing about this corn in the cob?
It's bicolor.
Exactly. So show us if it's bicolor. What do you see there?
Yellow corn.
And
Life.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I keep it?
Later. Okay.
You can eat it.
Okay. You can sit there and keep it if you want. Okay, next
Yeah,
one.
this is real, all right.
Okay. Second one.
Okay. Ugh,
Ah.
this thing's heavy.
Yeah. What is there? No.
Oh, what's inside? Papaya.
Papaya. Do you know what is inside a papaya?
Seeds. Life.
Well, we are going to see what is inside the papaya. You are going to show us. And I can help you do that. Okay.
I could use both of them. I could use that knife, but I can't use that one.
Let's get the papaya out. Papayas are heavy. Okay, so this is a papaya, which is a tropical fruit because these don't grow in New England, right? All right.
Does it?
So now you are going to, you want to cut it? Okay, I can help you. Get the knife. Okay. Awesome. Now show us, what do you see there?
Seeds. Looks like you opened a watermelon. Not a watermelon. A geode.
Geo, you see? Okay, later on we're going to do something very interesting too, but for now, okay, another one. Need another one. One more child. At heart. Pick a bag. Okay. Tell us what do you see inside and what is the name of that?
Is that scallions?
Uh-huh. No. I never seen that, so yesterday when I was buying the other fruit, I saw it and said, I had to have it.
Ramp?
How does it smell? Smell it.
Scape spear, baby garlic.
Okay.
Garlic scapes.
Okay. And why is it called escape and baby? You know? Because they pick it up very, very young, when they are just babies. This is supposed to turn into the garlic bulb with all the, yeah, but they pick it up, you know. Like
Grow along the ground or?
Yeah, so, okay, so let's put it here. All right, another one. Next one. Your turn. There we go. What did you get?
Mac.
No, no, no.
Oh, kiwi.
Kiwi.
Two kiwis.
Two kiwis.
And
Okay, okay. All right, so what do we do with those kiwis? Do you know what is inside a kiwi? Of course, right?
yeah.
Okay, but show us, show us. And I brought two because I want you to cut one this way and the other way,
Ah,
because they are different.
like an apple.
They look
You can
very
use the
different.
little one.
You cut them that way.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And the other way.
Videoed.
Oh,
You see?
yes. Oh, this is different.
See, you can put side by side.
Yeah.
They don't look like.
So those are the things that you can do when you are cooking, when you are eating, preparing things. Another one. Two more, in fact. No.
No, no, no. Okay.
Bad. Okay.
All right. Dragon fruit.
Uh-huh.
Dragon fruit.
How many of you had dragon fruit? You? Yeah.
you
Okay.
had it,
Okay.
Because you made me buy it before. Oh, careful. Okay.
Careful.
Are we going
Okay.
to cut it? No.
Yeah, you're
Cut
going
it?
to cut it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, of
This
course.
way?
Yeah. Any way you want. Ooh.
Weird jackpot. It's a black hole.
It's a black hole.
No, it's a gray. It's a gray hole. No, it's a white dwarf.
All right.
No, it's a black.
So now,
No, it's
last one.
It's a white.
Okay, Sheila. Here you go. The black.
The black
Yeah, again.
Okay. Ah, a bell pepper.
Yeah,
What color is it?
Green.
Green. And what is inside that pepper?
Do you have a preference which way?
No.
Do it this way.
Okay.
The seeds are inside. Sometimes a baby bell pepper too. Sometimes.
yeah.
There.
Cut it again.
A
There we go.
different, see, a different. Now, I want you to remember this. Before we cut these precious fruits or the pepper, nobody in the world, nobody had seen what was inside. But you, Sheila, had the privilege to be the first human being to see inside the black pepper, to know the secrets inside this. Before we opened this fruit, nobody had opened it before, but the person who cut it had the privilege to, for the first time in the world, open that. So those are things that add the magic to the ordinary, right? To think I had the privilege to be the person that for the first time see what is inside. Think when somebody opens to you your heart, their heart, and the first person that knows the secret in the heart of this person. So all this is to remind you that if you look carefully, you can find beauty, you can find miracles, you can find awe, you can find wonders in everything. So that's, something that I wanted to see is because people are far, the persons who cut this fruit can go and show them. So do you remember what did you cut?
I cut the corn.
Okay, so you get, okay, good. So now you,
Actually, I just found it opening.
exactly, so now you go and show the people there. Yeah. So you also had something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I did the papaya.
All right, get the papaya.
Would anyone like to escape?
And Sheila, you got the pepper, right?
The other papaya.
Sheila.
Double papaya.
No, go there, so people can see. Here are kiwis. Yeah, we can make this disappear. And what usually happens is the fruit and then. Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
All right, great.
All right, thank you. That goes to the kitchen. Oh, now the children. So now the children, children, they're to can go to their classes, to religious education. Oh, you can take it to the kitchen. Take it to the kitchen. Take it to the kitchen, please.
We now come to the time in our service where you are invited to share a joy, sorrow, concern that you would like to share to bring forward what you'd like to share with the congregation. And we are ready. So would anybody like to come up and tell us about a joy or a sorrow or a concern that they think we should know about, that they'd like to share? And could you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Mary, and this is the first time I've done this. I just have a joy, a tremendous joy. My son just ran the Vermont 100, and for those of you who don't know, it's a 100-mile run. For some people, it's a race. For him, it was not. It was an endurance test. But he finished this morning in about 26 hours, and I've been worried about him for a month, to tell you the truth. And I am just so grateful. He had a wonderful support team, and he emerged strong, and he emerged smiling. And so I'm very grateful. So I share with that.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Sheila Rudolph Correa, and I found a joy in a sorrow. I went to a funeral on Friday for a friend of my parents, and I hadn't seen anybody from that family for years, so it was really cool to reconnect with the kids from that family who I used to play with when I was small, and now we're all in our 50s, and so that was really nice.
Anyone else? I'll take the candle. If there's no one else, then I will light a candle for all the joys and concerns and also, alas, the sorrows that we all carry in our hearts.
Today we are going to do the introduction to the silence, a little different. So we are going to sing after the Long Wild Bird. Probably you know the melody. So what we are going to do is we start murmuring the melody with the accompaniment in normal tone. And then we are going to diminish very softly, murmuring again, and then we enter into the silence. And to come out of the silence, I'm going to say Amen, and then we start murmuring softly, and then we sing. Understood? Okay. So let's start now. We are going to enter into the silence with the murmuring first. Could you accompany us for the murmur? So. Now very softly. Softly. Now we are going to sing it. Thank you.
Our reading this morning is by Lawrence van der Post, a philosopher and conservationist, and it comes to a new understanding of the spiritual practice of beauty when he meets a rhinoceros in the wild. He writes, I stood there for about 2 or 3 minutes looking at him and wondering about him. I thought with great emotion of how beautiful he was. I found nothing that, in the context of its time and the language of life, was not dignified, honorable, and exceedingly lovely. I have not often been so moved by such a sense of discovery as he gave, and this new capacity of response he evoked within myself. This resolution that once you break through into the rhinoceros's idiom, discover what a rhinoceros's mother would find beautiful in a rhinoceros son, the impression animal beauty makes on you is blinding. All these emotions went through me while looking at him, until there came a moment when he turned sideways. He said a sort of goodbye, and I too turned away.
So whether she was gardening, cooking, or traveling to serve the poor, she was a registered nurse with the Colombian government. My mother would point to a flower, to a rock, to a tree, a cloud, some fruit, and ask me, like I said before, my darling daughter, what man on this earth, or woman for that matter, could make such a perfect and beautiful thing? And often I heard her addressing her beloved God, "O beauty, always ancient and always new." Her love for nature and her intuitive knowledge of the transcendent mystery and wonder made her, without knowing it, guess what? A transcendentalist. And following her example, I became one also. Thus, loving nature and wishing to be surrounded by beauty and harmony has been constant in my life. Emerson, the paramount transcendentalist, wrote, "No reason can be asked or given why the soul seeks beauty. Beauty in its largest and profoundest sense is an expression for the universe. Truth and goodness and beauty are but different phases of the same all. But beauty in nature is not ultimate. It is the herald of inward and eternal beauty." With so much beauty in our surroundings, it is sad that so many of us neglect our capacity to seek it and to enjoy it. We might need to train our senses to see, to touch, to feel, to smell, to taste beauty. The smile of a stranger in a supermarket, the patterns of wood and marble, the formation of geese flying overhead, the beauty of the equations, the motions in dance and in physical sports, the beauty and elegance of certain chess games, the solitary wildflower unfolding inside the fracture of a boulder in some remote Rockies, or in a crack in a city street, all are different faces of the same all. When preparing a salad, what a delight to discover gracious mandalas in slices of tomatoes, of carrots, onions. Look at a very thin slice of some fruits or vegetables through the light. And what do you see? A semblance to the beautiful stained glasses of the sanctuary or the cathedral. Theologian Matthew Fox tells of a time when Rollo May had invited to a talk show to discuss his newest book, When Rollo told them the title, My Quest for Beauty, the show was canceled. Rollo explains that most people in our culture suppress their reactions to beauty because it is too soul-bearing. Yet, the fear of exposing our naked feelings, the distaste for showing emotion, the reluctance to bare our soul when our senses are overcome by the experience of beauty can lead to a deprivation of joy and of harmony, and ultimately to our dehumanization. For how can it be human to suppress our tears, our laughter, and our desire for human relatedness when we are deeply touched by beauty's presence? The deprivation of beauty in our physical surroundings, as well as in our minds and souls, has dire consequences. I, for one, become restless and even depressed when I have not been in nature for a while, or when I have not been to a concert or to visit art galleries. Perhaps some of us are here suffering from a decrease in living and working space in our homes, offices, and even cars, due to a gradual accumulation of too many objects, of papers and books to read later, materials and tools to be used in countless future projects, ever-growing numbers of collectibles to sell and gain some profit sometime. This clutter could end up diminishing the harmony and beauty in our lives by overwhelming and paralyzing us, and could lead us to boredom, to a sense of dissatisfaction, and of helplessness. I, as a minister, have seen many cases of people that clutter their homes, their offices, even their cars, and are unhappy because they don't feel free. So that deprivation of beauty right there is detrimental. The same applies when we clog our minds watching and listening to divisive political discussions and gossip on mass and social media, and by constantly checking our smartphones. Often we do this to escape our responsibilities and more serious work. I have done it, so I have authority to say it. And yet, a prolonged deprivation of harmony and beauty, whatever the reason, could end up separating us from those we love and from the ultimate source of all beauty. As Rabbi Herschel observed, modern society has stunted beauty and withdrawn from the sublime because everything has become utilitarian. When humans, and he pronounces this great indictment, when humans look only at that which is useful, they eventually become useless themselves. I feel that parts of our society more than ever are greedy for power and wealth, getting more and more unbalanced in the distribution of its goods. The beauty of compassionate, democratic, and just laws created to protect the environment and our democracy are being dismantled or overwhelmed by the ugliness of oppressive laws and regulations which disproportionately affect the poor, the uneducated, the disabled, the immigrant, the other. I fear that should these trends continue, we will be increasingly impacted negatively and possibly become useless to ourselves. And so we start longing for that which brings worth and joy to our hearts and nourishment to our souls. Let us listen how poet Baron Wormser describes in his poem Opinion precisely that sense of imprisonment of the soul and the longing for beauty as he is carpooling to his office on a winter day. Halfway to work, and Merriman already has told me what he thinks about the balanced budget, the Mets' lack of starting pitching, the dangers of displaced Soviet nuclear engineers, soy products, and diesel cars. I look at the window and hope I'll see a swamp. I hear they are bad-tempered, but love their necks and how they glide along so sovereignly. I never take the time to drive to a pond and spend an hour watching swans. What would happen if I heeded the admonitions of beauty? When I look over at Merriman, he's telling Driscoll that the president doesn't know what he's doing about China. China, I say loud but softly. I go back to the window. It starts snowing. So now, how would you answer Wormson's question? What would happen if you heeded the admonitions of beauty? We make all sorts of excuses why we cannot spend an hour here and there to be in contact with nature, with friends, with the transcendent mystery. But really, what prevents us from paying heed to the callings of beauty? Perhaps we convince ourselves that our responsibilities, both the outer and those self-imposed, make it impossible to take even a short walk on the beach, in the woods, at a nearby pond, or even around the block. And yet, those who pay heed to the calling of beauty find their effort easily rewarded, like Thich Nhat Hanh, who, upon seeing a dandelion blowing out of a crack in the pavement, was moved to write. The dandelion is there by the sidewalk, smiling his wondrous smile, singing the song of eternity. The wildflowers in the immense extensions of the prairies and the gorgeous orchids in tropical woods or in sophisticated nurseries, and for that matter, all the creatures and elements and humans, if we care to notice, are smiling their wondrous smile, singing their song of eternity. We just need to bow our heads and listen to their song. Again, the question begs, what would happen if we heeded the admonitions of beauty? I dare to say that we would find more meaning in our lives, that we would be healthier in body and in spirit, as joy would substitute for sadness. Mirabai, the famous Indian mystic, describes the healing power of beauty thus: I know a cure for sadness. Let your hands touch something that makes your eyes smile. I bet there are hundreds of objects close by that can do that. Look at beauty's gift to us. Her power is so great, she enlivens the earth, the sky, our souls. And for those who might not even think of finding beauty in their bodies, and who do not have some part of that body that we don't like, Kabir admonishes, do not go into the garden of flowers. Oh, friend, go not there. In your body is the garden of flowers. Now, there is no denying that sometimes it takes courage and spiritual insight to recognize that in our bodies, no matter their shape, color, height, or ability, there is an innate beauty and gardens of flowers. Just smile. Just smile. I wish you can see. Just smile in front of a mirror. I do that often. And you will see the most beautiful blossom your lips can form. I'm sure all you have experienced unitive, magical moments in the presence of arresting beauty. I was in front of the old faithful geyser in Yellowstone Park. Have you been there? I imagine everybody. I was there for the first time. Like many of the other visitors surrounding the geyser, I was filled with expectation and excitement, waiting for the big moment when the Old Faithful would make its grand appearance. I was entranced, seeing the pulsating plume of water growing taller and taller. When Old Faithful reached his highest point, I was brought back from my trance by the thunderous applause of the crowd, many with tears in their eyes, just as I was. What a gift it was being among those strangers, sharing tears of joy and hearing their clapping as a spontaneous expression of reverent excitement and appreciation of beauty. That crowd added their human beauty to the already spectacular beauty of all faithful. It has been 56 years now, can you imagine, since Apollo 11 crew landed on the moon. Millions of us felt the electrifying power of beauty when we saw for the first time the picture of Gaia, our planet Earth, rising above the horizon of the moon. Do you remember that? Seeing the picture of our blue boat in silent space elicited in us mystical sensations of unity, of love, and of tenderness toward Mother Earth. It also made us conscious that we are all together wandering at great speed in space, safe in our beautiful home. The grateful appreciation of the awesome power and beauty of Mother Earth and of the starry skies could bring so much excitement and grace to our lives. Likewise, we too, individually and collectively, can bring beauty and grace when we share the best of ourselves. Never mind that it could take courage and generosity of spirit to share the beauty of our convictions, to let others know the depth of our feelings for them, to let others witness our human vulnerability, to offer our thoughts, our words, our actions. All of that can give to make a more peaceful and just world can be at times intimidating. Okay, to offer our thoughts, our words, our actions, all that can give to make a more peaceful and just world, but that can be intimidated at times. That is why I love the following insight by Hafiz. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of light against its being. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. Where can we find the encouragement of light? Naturally, in our interior wellspring, where the spark of divinity dwells in us. May we be encouraged and guided by that divine spark, that like the rose, we open our hearts and give all of our beauty to the world. May we be able to pay heed to the calling of beauty and embrace it in whatever form happens to hear it, we happen to hear it or see it. May we show our gratitude for beauty by creating it everywhere we go, and by appreciating it as expression of the sublime beauty, source of all delights. Amen, and blessed be.
We now come to the time for our offering. May I have 2 volunteers to gather the offering? We have 2. We have 2. Thank you very much. When we contribute to the offering, we make a practical investment in the ongoing thriving of our faith community, but we also are making a public affirmation of our shared values. Our gifts are our commitment to this congregation, to who we are, and what we are ever seeking to become. The different ways to give are in your order of service, and I know you can find it. And if you're visiting us for the first time, you are our guest. What we ask from you, what we want from you is your contact information so that we can keep you in the loop about what's going on in our congregation. The morning offering will now be generously given and gratefully received. Those who wish to do so, please join in reciting the words of our affirmation of shared ministry, which is in the order of service. We gather not for ourselves alone, but to use our common power to build the beloved community within and beyond these walls. We create and reaffirm this covenant this day to make justice flourish, to practice compassion amidst difference, and to embody transformative love. And now let us rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn, number 1064 in the teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home.
please join now in the spirit. You want to hold hands? That's fine. Not just receive this benediction. This is one of the many prayers, Navajo prayers on beauty. And this is called the prayer of the night way. In beauty I may walk. Through the returning seasons may I walk. All day may I walk. Beautifully will I possess again. Beautifully birds, beautiful, joyful birds. On the trail marked with pollen may I walk. With grasshoppers about my feet may I walk. With dew about my feet may I walk. With beauty may I walk. With beauty before me may I walk. With beauty behind me may I walk. With beauty above me may I walk. With beauty all around me may I walk. In old age, wandering on a trail of beauty, lively may I walk. In old age, wandering on a trail of beauty, living again may I walk. It is finished in beauty. It is finished in beauty. Amen.
Please join me in reciting the words for the extinguishing of the chalice, which are found in your order of service. We extinguish the flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. This service has ended, but our life of service continues. Let us move to the Sims room behind the sanctuary for some refreshments, some drinks, and some coffee and juice and conversation. And in about half an hour, we will be gathering, those who wish to will be gathering in the parlor to discuss today's service with our service leader.